Right. Welcome everybody to the first Estes Park group of the new year. Couple of quick announcements before we get going. One is Semantic Arts has our data-centric architecture symposium coming up here in February. I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the chat. This is virtual, roughly 2 days. Mostly storytellers, folks that are actually making the sausage and some of the challenges they've encountered, things they've been able to accomplish when it comes to sort of a data-centric approach. Still finalizing the agenda, but should have some more information on that in the next week or so. And the early bird registration is set to expire tomorrow. If cost is an issue for anyone, please reach out to me. We've got some different discount codes and things available as well. So would love to see everybody there. Second quick announcement, I'm working on lining up speakers for the next couple of months for this event. So if there are specific companies you'd like to hear from, individuals, maybe you'd be interested in presenting, please go ahead and send me an email. And would be great to have a few of these lined up here for the next couple of months. This month, presenting on the industry knowledge graph, we've got Danny Herbert. Danny is a developer here at Semantic Arts. The industry knowledge graph is sort of a joint venture between Industry Building Blocks and Semantic Arts. Alan Michaels with Industry Building Blocks has been gathering research on granular industry classification for many, many years. Connected up with Dave and with us a few years ago, and we moved this into a knowledge graph and have kind of done a soft launch here, and I'm sure Danny will tell a little bit more, but comparing the system to sort of NAICS codes or anything like that, this is much more granular. Alan's identified more than 24,000 global industries, captured more than 70,000 brands, and we've sort of brought this together into a graph. We see this as useful for market research, mergers and acquisitions, business unit strategies, things of that nature. So I am going to drop a link in the chat, and with that, Danny, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you for a demo and discussion.
Thanks, JT. Hello, everyone. Danny, developer here at Semantic Arts, as JT mentioned. I'll be presenting the industry knowledge graph. First, I'll start off with the presentation, then I'll just dive right into the web application and show a demo. Share my
Danny, do you want me to watch for hands while you're presenting? Are you going to be able to see, or do you want me to shout them out?
I'm not sure. I've never actually presented in Teams, right. So let me know. Just let me know if you see any hands, please.
Yeah, will do.
Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep, that looks good.
All right, so the industry knowledge graph. As JT mentioned, it's a joint venture between Industry Building Blocks and Semantic Arts. Alan Michaels at Industry Building Blocks for the past 22 years have been compiling data that exists nowhere else. It's an extremely granular view of the industry. And so what we've done is we've taken the data from Industry Building Blocks and made an online platform. And the thing about it is that it's granular compared to other industry classification systems. It's granular to the point where it's good for head-to-head competition, and it's ideal for business executives. The platform itself is a web application. It's backed by a RDF-based triple store, and data access is subscription-based. And as JT mentioned earlier, it has over 24,000 industry classes, which covers about 98% of the global gross domestic product. Traditional industry classification systems, such as NAICS, which is the North American Industry Classification System, they offer a very coarse view. It's really too coarse to appreciate true head-to-head competition. For example, just the NAICS food manufacturing has less than 50 classifications. However, in the industry knowledge graph, there's over 1,000 food manufacturing classifications. And another example is potato chips is an example of one of those food manufacturing classification systems. Under other industry classification systems, potato chips would just be lumped under their snack foods classification. And so you can't, if you're a potato chips manufacturer, you're going to get a lot more competitors because it's going to include everybody that's in the snack foods classification. But with the industry knowledge graph, you can drill down all the way to potato chips manufacturing. And that's it for the presentation. So this is the industry knowledge graph. This is the web application. After you log in, we'll be presented with the industry universe. The industry universe is decomposed into industry supersectors, which you see here. There's 19 industry supersectors. Each supersector itself is composed of subsector or sectors, and each sector is decomposed into subsectors, and each subsector is decomposed into industry groups. So I'll present the chips manufacturing industry as I mentioned before, and the way I got there was started with the food and beverage tobacco, went down to food manufacturing, and it's under the snack foods manufacturing subsector, but it's under the chips manufacturing group. And as you can see in the group, there's 15 different separate industries, and the potato chips manufacturing is one of them. And so what we can do is we could take a look at the competitors of the potato chips manufacturing. Take a look at here, and you can see that there are 16 competitors in potato chips manufacturing. Each competitor here is the second ring of the wheel, and along with each competitor, it displays their brands. So if you want to compare two competitors, you can select one, then select the other. Let's take a look at the Hershey company. And to be able to compare these competitors, you have to have both of their lines of business. I've already subscribed to the lines of business for Pepsi, so we're just going to go ahead and subscribe to the lines of business for Hershey, so that we'll be able to compare the two organizations. So what you can see here, let me collapse this, is that in the middle, these are the industry groups that are common between Hershey Company and Pepsi. And over on the right, these are the industry groups that Hershey alone competes in. And Pepsi, you can see they have a lot of industry groups. But if we take a look at the ones that overlap, you can see that they have a lot of overlapping groups. And within the group, let's take a look at energy snacks, granola bars, and rice bars. So Hershey Company, they're in the energy and nutritional snacks manufacturing industry, but Pepsi isn't, as indicated that there's no green over here. However, both of them do compete in the energy and protein bars manufacturing. But in this industry, Pepsi only competes in that, in the granola bars, cereal bars, snack bars manufacturing. And if you want to take a look at just the chips manufacturing data, I'll go back to the industry hierarchy, take a look at the data here. We can see that it has 16 top parent competitors, as we saw in that wheel in this graphic here. There's over 46 brands, and they offer over 100 different product service offerings. So as I was mentioning earlier, there's different industry classification systems, and I mentioned NAICS. So under NAICS, potato chips manufacturing is only under snack food manufacturing, which doesn't really help you very much with identifying the competitors of potato chips. Looks like Eric has his hand up.
Yep.
Hi, Eric.
Oh, hi, everyone. I actually wanted to ask the same question Peter typed into the meeting chat. This is amazing. Curious about how you guys keep it up to date, the content up to date.
Currently, it's just backed by some Excel files. And so periodically, once or twice a month, currently, we get a download of those Excel files and we run it through Tarkle and do a bunch of post-processing on it. And then we upload it to the Triple Store.
But I think the real answer, Danny, though, is that Alan Michaels does a huge amount of research and is scanning everything and keeping the core data set up to date on a, many times a day basis.
Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the source data comes from.
Right.
It's a huge amount of personal research.
Yeah. I know they're currently looking into a few different options for automating and scraping on some of that, but right now for sort of initial launch, they haven't put that through yet, so.
Let's see. So what I've presented so far is the industry side of the knowledge graph, but as indicated here, in the industries, there's competitors, they're organizations. And so let's take a look at one of those organizations. We'll go to Pepsi and view their details. And here we list just a summary of information about Pepsi. Some of the things you can see is that they are in 55 industry building blocks, industry groups, and they're in over 156 industry building block industries. Where in NAICS, I don't know the actual number, but it's probably just a couple dozen different NAICS industries classifications. So this just provides a much more granular view compared to other industry classification systems. So Pepsi is the top parent of this organization, and Pepsi itself is composed of several different organizations. As you can see, they have Frito-Lay, and Frito-Lay has their bake division. They also have Gatorade as their brand and several different products. So you're able to see a lot of the logical hierarchy of what Pepsi is. And they compete with several different competitors. Many of these are those same competitors you saw with the potato chips manufacturing, but they also compete with other companies because of they're in other industries. And these are all sorted by, the ones that they compete most with. So Campbell Soup Group, for instance, there's 17 industry groups and 31 industries that they compete with.
Got two questions in the chat, Danny, if you want to take
Yeah.
a second. Oh, three.
Sure.
Number one, is it possible to query the graph about taxonomical orders?
Not at the moment, no.
Number two, is there any intent to link with other corporation knowledge graphs such as Open Corporates or Gleaf?
I believe we have Gleaf on the back burner right now, but I think we plan to integrate Gleaf. What was the other one called?
And then the last one, how much, Open Corporates?
Open Corporates. I'll take a note on that and we'll take a look at that one. I haven't heard of that one.
Cool. And then the next question, how much of the graph that serves the UI is pre-computed and how much is inferred or calculated dynamically? Kind of looking at what needs to be pre-processed to serve the large data set.
All the counts are pre-computed, as you can see here. All these counts here are, just pre-computed from the raw data. So we don't have to do it at runtime because they'll obviously slow things down. Let's see. We don't have it presented yet, but we are pre-computing the industry revenues for each of the industry super sectors, each of the sectors, and each of the groups. So the industries themselves will have the revenues, but we'll sum up those so you can see how much revenue is being made in, by super sector, and group.
So all that's in the chat right now.
Okay. Let me go back to organizations. So here, if you want to start exploring organizations, you either do a search. So let's search for Apple Incorporated. Take a look at that. Comes back with a few results. Looks like this is the one that we're interested in. Take a look at that. So all of the top level organizations, their summary data comes free. However, if you want to know the lines of business, that's something you'll have to subscribe to, or the logical hierarchy, or the top parent competitors. So we can go ahead and do that. Oh, great. I have to figure out. I tested this earlier and it worked. I'll try this. Hopefully. Oh, okay. Well, you know what happens when you're given a live demo.
Yep.
So I'll investigate why we're not getting a response. And as when you first log into the industry knowledge graph, it comes bundled with several organizations and their industries. So there's 6 organizations that it comes with: Burn Dairy, Coca-Cola, Monster Beverage, Pepsi, and Turkey Hill. And you can compare each one of those. So you can compare, see, Burn Dairy to Turkey Hill Dairy, and you'll be able to see, what groups and industries that they compete in or that they're exclusive to. And I think that's about it for the demo. Are there any other questions?
Or we can go off script here and see if anybody's got a particular organization you want to see if they're in the graph and we can follow.
I do have a quick question.
Yep.
Do you have some framework for how you're pricing this?
Yes, so I'm assuming everybody here is familiar with RDF triples and the concept of
Safe
triples.
assumption. Yeah.
So basically, we identified different triple patterns. And so for instance, organizations might have a certain predicate, and for that predicate, it's priced by different tokens. So we've identified certain triple patterns, and based on those triple patterns and the quantity for like a particular organization, that's how the price is calculated. Let me see if I can.
If I wanted to track an industry, or if I wanted to track 1,000 companies or something, like, how does that? I understand there's a technical piece, but like commercially, net, is it, is there some way to approximate what it costs to track an industry or set of companies?
Currently the only way to figure it out is actually just go down to each industry and take a look at how much the subscription is. So do you have, well, let's just pick a industry that I haven't subscribed to.
Maybe financial services for S&P Global.
Gonna probably be even more granular. Do S than and P.
Yeah, ampersand.
Ampersand?
S and
Yep.
P. Yep. Global.
Try just
Just
S&P.
Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Try
Thanks.
standard and pours.
I'll just do standard. See if
Mhm.
what that comes with.
About SP. No.
Yeah, you could try SP, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Is
there.
PORS like that?
Mhm.
POORS, or is it spelled differently?
No, that would be correct. Guess this
Okay.
is one we need to have Alan get on his list.
You could try consumer packaged goods or CPG as an industry.
Yep.
As an industry? Okay.
Yes.
Just do consumer. So let me collapse everything. All
This
right,
is
so
awesome.
So
This
when
is
you do
awesome.
search, so we searched under the word consumer. Under consumer, found a couple keywords that match consumers or for consumer. Not sure exactly if that's supposed to be 2 words for consumer, but we're just going to explore consumer. And so in the industry, you'll see the results here in this kind of greenish lime color. And it shows that there's over 40 matches underneath the consumer products manufacturing. Was there some specific, you said consumer packages?
Well, we call it consumer packaged goods. So that's Procter & Gamble, Unilever, L'Oreal, companies like that.
Yeah.
You said Procter & Gamble?
Mhm. They should be.
Did I
in
spell
there.
that right?
It's ER. Everybody spells it the other way.
Procter. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, if we weren't in there, I'd be surprised. to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we couldn't find S&P Global. I'm gonna check with Alan on that one.
And so I probably haven't subscribed to this. Oh, I have. Look at that. So here's all the different lines of business. You are looking for.
I wasn't looking for, I work for Procter & Gamble, so
Right.
full disclosure.
Yeah, just
Okay.
sort of a
But-
general.
Yeah.
You can see Procter & Gamble has a massive list, as you would expect.
Yep.
And to answer a
Okay,
little bit
good.
on the question of pricing, once you're in the app, everything operates on tokens. And you can see, you know, for instance, to get into this hierarchy, you know, within Procter and Gamble, cost Danny 11,608 tokens per year. And so what exactly, I'm not sure, and Danny, maybe you know more sort of the quote cost of a token and things like that. I know pricing has been one of the challenging things that they've been trying to work out, but you can pay for different industries, you can pay within a company. It's sort of a follow your nose, and as you follow your nose, it's going to say, hey, if you want to see this set of triples, you're going to pay X amount of tokens to sort of get to look under the hood. And then as you sort of click through. So that's kind of the general model, although I don't know exactly how that translates to dollars and cents.
Right. In general, the price is proportional to the number of triples that a particular subscription has. So the logical hierarchy subscription for a different top parent, you know, is going to have different amounts of data. And so the price is going to be directly proportional to how much data is actually available. So so we're looking at 11,000 tokens for Procter and Gamble. Let's look at one of the big boys, IBM. And
Procter and Gamble's probably up there too.
I don't know if I have this purchased or not, or subscribed to. Let's see. Actually, this one wasn't as bad as I expected. So this one, as you can tell, there's just a lot more data. And there's, I think, about almost three times as much data. And so it's cost about 3 times as much.
Yep. Couple
Does
of
that
questions.
clarify pricing
I think that's
adequately?
good. A couple of questions in the chat. Can customers get the RDF data for automatic processing in addition to the manual user interface?
That's in the works. We're calling it triples to go. It's one of the solutions that we would like to release later. So if you go to the main website itself, IndustryKG.com, and go over to the solutions page, we'd like to offer 4 different solutions. Currently, we're just doing the online platform, but the triples to go, you know, just contact us and we'll, you know, work with you on getting triples.
Some early adopters programs going on now too, with some kind of discounts and some testing. So next question, how is the free text search provided? Is it through the triple store or is it by other means?
It's through the triple store. So we use a triple store that has their own built-in free text. It can be hooked up to a solar, but we haven't done that. We've just used the built-in one.
Yep. Next one, is there a reasoning service for inference via API, for instance, to generate a collection node references that have particular attributions, for example?
No, not at the moment.
Next one, have there been any ambiguities of how to map the industry network into one hierarchy? According to what principles were these decisions made?
As far as I know, there haven't been any ambiguities. That's all been led by Alan, and my assumption is that he's taken a look at other different industry classification systems and A lot of these, like the super sectors, correspond closely with some of the NAICS top level classifications, but industry building blocks has taken that much, much further and decomposed it down to the competition level.
Yeah, and I think the
And so-
granularity helps.
Yeah, and so what you'll notice is that a lot of times you'll see the organizations is less than the number of industries. That's because the organizations will fall under several different industries.
The commercialization using tokens looks like a brilliant idea. Yeah, it's kind of fun to spin tokens, you know, doesn't feel quite as real, right? Any other questions or companies we'd like to see? Danny, it'd be cool if we could see somebody and see, how would you find, you know, let's say you were looking to enter an industry, how would you find who the sort of top competitors are? And I think you kind of clicked through that a little bit, but, you know, if I want to go be a potato chip manufacturer or a soft drink manufacturer, how would I sort of find that info?
Let's try ice cream. So found some matches. So not sure why ice cream is in auto trucks and trains, but we're interested in the manufacturing of ice cream. So it's probably under the food, beverage, and tobacco. And let me collapse this. Okay, so it's only under food manufacturing. And collapse the snacks. So it's under frozen food manufacturing. That makes sense. And as we scroll down, there it is, frozen food desserts, ice cream. And it looks like it is the frozen desserts ice cream industry group is broken into 25 industries. And maybe we're interested in ice cream fruit bars manufacturing specifically. Go in here and let's see if that's weird. It worked this morning. So I don't know if there's an issue with our back end.
Yeah,
I'll pick one I've already subscribed to. And so I've already subscribed to the cakes manufacturing. And if you want to take a look at the competitors, just click on the competitors. Just so you know, over here, so for ice cream cakes manufacturing, there's the competitors view, and then there's just the data view, and you can switch between them by just using the little toggles over here. And so from here, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different competitors. And if you want to compare two of them, you can just select each one. But you have to have the lines of business for both of them. If you don't have a lines of business subscription for either one, it'll prompt you to subscribe to them. But I've already subscribed to Dairy Farmers of America. Turkey Hill comes with when you first log in, you get that bundled. And so you can see that just underneath the frozen desserts ice cream group, that they directly compete in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different industries underneath that group. But they do have exclusive industries, ice cream sandwiches, manufacturing. Not sure why Turkey Hill doesn't have that. Seems like they would, but maybe they don't.
so you're finding business opportunities for Turkey Hill, right?
Yep.
So Danny,
any
what
other
else is
questions?
kind of on the roadmap? I know you guys have had kind of a soft launch. Do we have much for kind of an official launch date or sort of features that you know you're implementing over the next few months?
Yep. As I mentioned earlier, for pre-computing some of the values, one of them being the industry revenue. We're going to add a industry revenue and the percentage over as a separate column within this industry universe. So the data's been partly calculated, and we're just almost ready to integrate it into the actual UI. So that's one of the things we are going to use some AI to help improve some of the data and help use it to keep the data up to date. Because just the manual research is very time consuming. And so a lot of the data is going to be aided with some AI. However, there will still be a human in the middle to verify that the data is accurate.
Before I share the
they'll-
link, Danny, is the demo working online?
The demo is the old demo. So it's just the basically our proof of concept demo that doesn't look anything like the current UI. We're hoping to release later this month. We just have to improve on a few things on the back end and before we're ready to launch. And then once we have that in place, we'll put the actual demo up, and the demo itself won't have, it'll just be a subset of the data. The only data that'll be available without making a subscription are these 6 companies and I think 20 different industries that do overlap with the 6 companies. Those will be available for free for exploration and just getting a feel for how the app works. But if you want to look at anything else, you'll have to actually register and then make an initial purchase and then start spending your tokens.
Yeah. There's one question in the comments, if you could offer up any more details as to what data will be produced with AI.
Some of it is to identify more competitors in the different industries. I think that's going to be the primary thing. So the number of organizations going to increase, and not necessarily the industries will increase. We'll just be able to add more competitors. And so you'll be able to, define competitors for that particular industry. Because I'm sure there's plenty of them that are missing. We're just not aware of those organizations at the moment.
Yeah. And I believe some updates to sort of market shares and finances, scraping, or is there any scraping or integration with APIs or external data sets in the data creation process?
No, not at the moment. We were planning to do some scraping. However, with AI, that looks like it's going to be a better route and more accurate route than try to scraping. Scraping's just be really painful, and they change their site. We have to update our scripts to properly pull that data down, and so it can be a big pain, a lot of work to do the scraping.
Any other questions, comments, thoughts for Danny?
I can demo just a couple quick things.
Yeah, it's a really great system. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you can see your current token balance, and if you want to know which subscriptions you've made, You can come to your subscription list. It'll tell you when it started, and if they expire, they'll let you know that it's expired and you can resubscribe to them. So remember I was telling you that some of the data comes bundled. So the ones that's underneath the subscribe by column that says system, these are the ones that come available with your registration. And so if you want to just go to salsa manufacturing, let's see. Gosh, darn it. So I'm not sure why just that one wasn't working. There's obviously some bugs to iron out. But in general, you should be able to just go to the different spot in the UI that the subscription data exists from the subscriptions. And then you just have different payment methods that you can add, and you can see your payment history and how much you've spent. Well,
Very good. Well, yeah, I'd say keep an eye on the website. Danny and the team will be updating the demo and some other points here as they get ready for full launch over the next few weeks. And, I know Alan's always available for in-depth demos or looking and describing a little bit more into the data and how he's come about it and everything like that. So if anybody's interested in doing a little bit more of a personalized demo, absolutely feel free to reach out. We can set something up. Anything else you want to add, Danny?
no. Thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining today, and look forward to seeing everybody in February.